Black Americans are who they think they are. They are the moment, they are the culture, and I think they have the most impact in this country, and as Africans, we owe them more respect.
As a Nigerian American, I feel like one group that doesn't really get all their flowers are African Americans.
Every bit of prosperity you enjoy was built on our backs.
I've always seen Black America as a cultural force like none other. It's kind of hard to really quantify their impact, but you see it every day in all corners of the world, from the way that people dress, to the usage of AAVE, to the music and art that people consume, to the constant imitation of everything Black Americans do.
We have accomplished more in this nation than fully Black nations with Black leadership. People's opinions about who we are is irrelevant. At this point, 42 million people, doesn't matter what happened 400 years ago. Doesn't matter from the different places we came from. All of that is long gone. The only thing that matters is that we're here now. We're looking to the future that we're about to build. We are in the coming of a Black Renaissance era.
America has always known what you are. America has always known who you are. America has understood what you're capable of, and they will make you think you ain't nothing at the same time that they exploit your gifts. They'll tell you you lazy and make you a slave. They'll tell you you dirty and how you clean their house. They'll tell you you uncivilized and we raise their children. They know who you are. But it's time that you listen to who you are.
Tendency to look down on Black Americans because what they're looking for is justification. And because you have to understand, many immigrants have come to this country, in particular from Black countries. They come with this country with a sense of superiority. And a lot of that has to do with their hatred toward America, whether they're from the UK or whether they're maybe from Nigeria or any African country. So what they're looking for is justification. They know, and I know, they cannot attack the dominant society for anything, and that they don't do. What they do is they zero in on the second greatest representation in America, and that is the Black American, because they look like them. If you're from Nigeria and you come to America and you have misgivings about the Black American, well, why you don't have misgivings about the...
Discredit them. They don't be showing them all the love that they deserve. In reality, they paved the way, for real. I feel like a lot of people be biting off of African American culture. And growing up, I feel like there was just a bunch of different bad stereotypes associated with African Americans. But in reality, they've been through so much. And despite that, I feel like a lot of them are persevering. They're doing their thing. And I love my African American friends. I love y'all for the culture. Love y'all for everything y'all ancestors had to do. Shit. Y'all quite literally paved the way for a lot of groups, including myself. Thank you.
America is a global powerhouse. This is a country that gave us Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, Beyonce, Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Eddie Murphy, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey. I can go on and on. This episode could literally be me just talking about some great Black Americans. The global and dominant cultural cachet Black America has cannot be overstated. Their culture is the most imitated, referenced, commodified, monetized, and mimicked form of blackness in the world, and that is an undeniable fact. I'm not pandering or trying to beg friend or befriend Americans. I'm literally just stating historical facts. Like, I did reading to put this video essay together. These are historical facts.
People come to America and don't even realize that the only reason why there's an American dream is because of Black Americans.
There are 42 million Black Americans, all descendants of slaves. Did you know that's the same size of population as Afghanistan? There are more Black people in the United States than there are people in Canada. Black population is bigger than the population of an entire country. Did you know that there are more Black Americans than the average country? Ghana only got 37 million people, 39. Regardless, we overpopulate them. The idea that we are a minority it's meaningless. We're a minority only because we live in a country that takes up 1/3 of an entire continent. There are more Black Americans than there are people in California and Texas. Those are the largest states in America. If Black people all gathered in one place, we could have a small country. We are a nation inside of a nation. We are unlike other minorities because we are all the same. We aren't just a race. We are one culture. We don't come from different nations, different cultural backgrounds. We represent one culture, one identity.
I'm choosing Black in every lifetime. The way we walk, the way we talk, the movies, the content, the culture, the swag, the confidence, the language, the dances, the music, it's all us. I love how brilliant we are. I love how strong we are. I love how resilient we are. I love how determined we are. Imagine being able to get knocked down 10 times and find a way to get up 15 times. The math ain't mathing, and it's not always easy, but it is definitely us, and I love that. I love us so much.
Not only were we not given anything, the little bit we had was taken. We're living amongst thieves. Black people are so divine. This is not passivity. This is our character. We actually can shake hands with thieves. Only God can do that. We actually can bear liars. Shake hands with thieves, have a smile on our face, walking amongst people who have our goods right now. Right. They're walking around with our stuff right now. You can walk into any museum in the United States and see our stuff. You'll have to pay to see your ancestors' stuff. We have to pay to see our ancestors' stuff. Right. It's not their stuff. It was so eloquently said in the Black Panther film.
Why does global Black success look so American? Have you noticed that when the world thinks of Black success, it often imagines African Americans before Africans? I think that is because African success is often met with suspicion in a way that Afro-American success isn't. African American success is more easily framed as legitimate, and that's because it has been stamped with the cultural, economic, and institutional approval of the United States. Therefore, when America validates the success of a Black person, the world is more likely to believe it and accept it. But when that success emerges from Africa, it is more likely to be questioned, politicized, and associated with nepotism and hidden powers. It's also very obvious that African American entrepreneurs do not receive the same treatment or public perception as African entrepreneurs. The American success story is often tied with ambition and started from the bottom, now we're here. Whereas African success stories will most likely be met with doubt about political connections and so on. And part of that is also because the starting from nothing narrative is not believable in Africa, where social mobility is way more difficult to access. Wealth is way more socially and politically inaccessible, which means that African entrepreneurs have to justify their wealth way more. They need to explain and defend their success in a way that African Americans are simply not required to. African success is simply not granted the same presumption of legitimacy. And that's because Afro-Americans benefit from a national legitimacy that Africans do not have. Their success is often protected by the American system, whereas African success, meanwhile, is still treated as suspicious.
The camaraderie that Black people have with each other. This might be because I live in the Midwest, but the vibe and the energy of Black people in this city is unmatched. Especially in summer, I could just be walking down the street, get a compliment from loads of random Black women. They are super friendly. And the best part is there's a lot of events and spaces that are just created and curated for Black people. It almost makes it so much easier to make friends because you just make friends as you're walking down the street just with other Black women. And then they hear my accent. Oh my goodness. It's such a good energy. It's such a good vibe.
I don't know why you guys from Africa don't like Black Americans. We all brothers and sisters, but a lot of Africans, especially in New York City, don't like the Black Americans. Why? I don't understand, but that is the truth. I don't know why you guys don't like us. We love you guys. I don't know why you guys don't love us.
There continues to be a backlash around any Black person that is making waves or making movement. We've had all these brands, we had all these companies come out and say Black Lives Matter, and they're the first companies that are turning around after they've put Black businesses in their stores, after they've made millionaires. Now they want us to go broke. We need to be stronger with our boycott. We need to be stronger with our dollars. You know, if Black Americans were isolated from the larger economy, our gross domestic product would be the 13th largest in the world. Nobody spends like Black people.
Yeah.
Their hair, their nails, their shoes, their clothes, the things that, like, we're going to do the things. Even if we don't have it, we're going to find our way to it. And I think with strategy and systems, you know, there are ways that we can make this more sustainable, but they will always fight back.
So Black people have only been full humans in this country on paper from about 1968 to now. This tiny window of time, Black people have been seen by the law as full humans. And now that's getting rolled back every single day. But if you wonder, like, why can't Black people get it together? Why aren't Black neighborhoods better? Blah, 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 blah. We just got free. And to bring it home, I always use my family tree. My father's been able to trace his side of the family back to the early 1800s, 1820s, where Ben Plummer was enslaved in North Carolina. Ben Plummer had parents, so I know that my family's been here since the late 1700s, early 1800s, longer than most white people's families in America. I, born in 1975, so from the late 1700s to my birth, I'm the first person in my entire family tree born with full human rights. First generation. Been here since the 1700s. I'm the first generation of plumbers born with full rights. And so what I tell my students is, the fact that you even exist today makes you amazing. Black people should have been extinct, given the hundreds of years of slavery, then 100 years of Jim Crow and racial violence. We shouldn't even exist on the planet. But not only do we exist, we thrive. We create the culture and trend that shapes the world. People follow us. People use us as the arbiter of what's good and what's bad, what's cool and what's not. They take our food, they take our style, they take our language, still don't really want us. But we're still here.
They do a lot of projecting onto us. Our culture is so deeply rooted here. Everything about American culture that is good comes from foundational Black Americans. True. The food, the dance, the slang, the sports, the entertainment.
They try to say you can't use those examples nowadays.
Why can't we? Well, foundational Black Americans created the modern doorknob. We created the modern toilet. We created modern dry cleaning. So many things that we've created. We created the modern home security system. We've had 50,000 patents. We can claim all of this stuff.
And if you talk about African Americans, that's 42 million people, $2 trillion in annual consumer spending. I've said it before, if the African American community was a country, and I'm telling you it is one, it would be the 13th largest economy on earth, larger than most of the nations that are currently sitting in the G20.
Black Americans are so vibrant, and we vibrate higher than every other kind of people in the world. We vibrate higher. We are the ether of creation, ninth ether beings. We understand. Catch up. Check it out. Some people you just can't break.
You know, Black people are powerful people because the way that other races will go out of their way to try and make Black people feel small always exposes their hand. Because if we were so insignificant, they would not spend the amount of time that they do trying to provoke us. Like, we really them ones. Because the thing is, with Black people, baby, we will get along with anything and anybody, okay? From animals, it don't matter what the race is until you really start with us. Like, we are not really the type of people who, like, immediately have prejudices against people. We should, but we can get along with damn near anybody. And it's like, you would think people would have more smoke for people who have colonized their people for centuries, since the beginning of time, since they were capable. You would think people would have more smoke for that group of people instead of the original people. People never really take the time to even understand, where did that even come from? Why do you even feel that way? These ideologies don't even really belong to you, because what have we done? For real, for real. Like, when have we went and did anything to anybody that, like, when have we tried to take over anybody's shit for real? We really be mad in our business.
Black Americans are blocking people at such an alarming rate, and this is just by sheer observation, that people from other cultures are making pages just to have access to our culture, to have access to us, to have access to talk to us, to see us, to consume us. Does that not tell you how powerful we are? You take it away, they're desperate to see it. They're desperate to interact with it. They're desperate to engage with you. They're desperate to see you, have you, consume you, ingest you, to the point where you take it away and they're scrambling, making new pages. They're taking their flags out of their bios to blend in with you.
We thrive in spite of what has happened to us and what continues to happen to us. When you think about it in the terms of slavery, we literally was not supposed to survive that. That was either one supposed to completely wipe us out or keep us as the inferior race. But in spite of that all, we still thrive. And people do not like that. Like, it is so crazy that you can go anywhere on this earth and they have a slur or they have some nasty intent when it comes to Black Americans. Our resilience and our ability to be unapologetically Black despite what happened to us is unfathomable to people.
Black Americans were by far my favorite people, and I am so grateful to God Almighty for them because they helped me heal and reconcile a deeper part of my being.
We walk better, we talk better, we dress better, we're more influential. We're one of the most influential groups on the planet, the most impactful groups on the planet. Everybody around here doing hip hop and R&B, you know. We do everything better. We're just the greatest, okay? You couldn't compare, all right?
You know Black Americans are the richest Black people on earth? You cannot find a Black majority country or any country where Black people have significant representation where they are as wealthy, because even the poorest people in America are in the top 5%, the top 2% of wealth around the world.
I became very interested in understanding the power that Black American community hold in America, because many of my African brothers don't really understand the kind of power that y'all have.
Oh, they don't. Well, yeah, there is much power in the Black American community, and I can give you many, many examples of. See, Black Americans is the dominant culture in America. It's Black Americans, and you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought about this some months ago, and I was watching something on YouTube in terms of who actually invented the hip hop culture, and there have been those from like the Busta Rhymes, who's a Jamaican, and those from the Caribbean community who want to set the tone in terms of their creation into the hip hop culture, which they did not invent hip hop. I'm from New York City. I'm older. I understand the history of New York. I was raised here in New York City, and I understand the culture of New York City. I understand the history of New York City. I'm an American, Black American, and I'm a New Yorker. No, they did not create of the Caribbean community. No, they did not create hip hop. Without the Black American community, there would be no hip hop at all. Let me make that perfectly clear. Without Black America, America would not have a culture per se. Black Americans invented all of America's music genres were invented by Black Americans. The Black American, more importantly, no, we don't own the country. We don't control the government, but we play a very, very significant role in the economy of America. Culturally, Black American music is the most Black American culture is the most influential culture of any Black culture in the world. It is not Nigerians. It should be, but it's not. It's Black Americans. Black American music has dominated the music scene in America, and not only America, in the world for more than almost 100 years. Now, just recently, we saw a movie called Michael, depicting the life of Michael Jackson. Okay?
Yeah, I watched that movie.
Yeah. Well, that music, getting tongue-tied. That movie has grossed over $1 billion. No Nigerian entertainer or anyone from Nigerian culture or Nigerian economics or anything have made a movie that have grossed over $1 billion. Black American influence is the most influential culture in not only in America, and the most imitated culture in the entire world is Black American culture. There would be no American culture without Black American culture. And yes, economically, they are a force to deal with. Not only economically, but politically, they are. And no other Black group in this world, and I'm just being realistic because I'm a realist. No other Black group in this world, including Nigerians or any other Black group, economically can touch the economic power base of Black America. They know that. But when they come to America, they know that there is nothing they can do to hurt the dominant society of this country. They know that. So when they come to America, they sort of, the term I use, zero in on the second greatest representation in America, and that is the Black American. We can attack them. But see, what they also learned to do is to scapegoat the Black American. They scapegoat the Black American because they really can't look themselves in the mirror for the true elephant in the room. They don't respect Black American greatness, which they don't. But what they can do, and they don't respect it, and Black American creativity in terms of inventions, in terms of creating, they intellectually, they can't comprehend it. They don't understand it because they come from a colonized mindset. They come from a colonized country. Everything they have comes from the colonizer. If you're a Nigerian and you live in Mother England, well, naturally, you're going to adapt to the British way of doing things. You are British, and they want to believe that. But technically, they're not. So everything they have comes from a colonialist mindset. If you go to school in many African countries, their educational system is modeled after the European educational system. It's not theirs. It's modeled after the European. So when they leave the African countries and the Caribbean and they go to England, everything that's like their entire existence comes from that colonialist mindset, and they can't see beyond that. So when it comes to the Black American, they don't respect his greatness, and in terms of his creation, his development in America, they can't comprehend it. They intellectually, on an intellectual capacity, they can't comprehend it. They don't understand it because it doesn't come from them. See, the Black American has over 50,000 patterns of creation in terms of inventions in America. There is only two groups in America that surpasses the Black American in terms of creativity, and those of the German and English ancestry. They are the only two that surpasses the Black American. The Black American has 50,000 patterns of inventions in this country. Yeah, go ahead.
Imagine you're talking to some new immigrants coming to the USA and they're not aware of the power that the Black American community hold. What would you tell them? Just briefly.
Well, more importantly, I would tell them, first of all, what I would say to any immigrants come into America. More importantly, they need to learn the true history of America. And more importantly, they need to know the true history of the Black American. Because America is what it is because of the Black American. They are able to come to this country. And I don't care if they're from Africa, the Caribbean, Eastern Europe. They're able to come to this country is because of the effort and the struggle of the Black American. What they need to do is research the 1965 Civil Rights Act. I can go into further with that in detail. And they will understand more the reason why they are able to come here. It's not because America wanted them here. And how that initiated is because many Americans, they did not want certain Europeans to come here. And these are people from Europe. They did not want them in America. And I can go down a list of those from East European countries that America never wanted here. So what tipped the scale, what sort of changed much of that, was the Black American Civil Rights Movement of 1965, which helped open the doors for Africans, Caribbeans, Eastern Europeans, Mexicans, Hispanics, and others to come into America because she did not want them. That came out of the struggle of Black Americans in the year of 1965. It's the Civil Rights Movement. That's what I would tell them. If you really knew the true history of the Black American, foreign, including white Europeans that America did not want here, they would be thankful to the Black American. You would be thankful to him because he opened the doors for you. He made it possible for you to leave your country to come to America. And that also includes Nigerians as well. I don't kiss nobody's tushy. I just tell it just the way I smell it, because that's what a realist does, because you learn from that.